Yeah. Zoinks!
Indeed. It's just the Hex Girls.
Oh, shit. Hot. Oh, they're so hot. They're like the hot Powerpuff Girls of Scooby-Doo or something, like, fuck yeah, dude. Hex Girls!
Quite the, comparison.
I can't lie, you know, as a kid I thought they were hot and was uncomfortable by them because I found them so attractive.
Oh no.
Come on, this is
I like these girls!
This is how little boys work!
Well, if it makes you feel any better, if my mom had ever seen me watching that movie and saw that song, I would have been banned from watching it for the rest of my life.
I mean, it is a movie about witches.
It's a movie about witches. Which was a huge no-no in my house.
I gotta turn this motherfucker's voice off
because
it's
never
so
shut
distracting.
The fuck up, dude.
I'm turning the dialogue volume off.
At least the main girl was usually quiet.
Yeah. Is the fucking controller breaking? Oh my god. We just had a false start because the fucking controller kept breaking.
Talking about a Hex Girl.
Anywho, welcome to an episode of Vic and Hope doing a podcast talking about whatever the fuck they want. We're playing Genshin Impact, hopefully.
If you're new
here. If it wants to fucking work.
If you're new here, you might be asking yourself, what is this bullshit? And the answer is, you know, we talk about various things. It's what this channel used to be like before we started bullshitting, talking about pieces of media in particular.
That is, yeah.
So, yeah, this is classic shit right here.
Yeah, this used to be a peaceful place where we talk about our life, and now we're dealing with Genshin Impact being a piece of shit.
Now
I'm gonna
Genshin
switch
Impact
my cables,
is destroying our
maybe.
marriage.
Switch my cables. Just keep talking about something. We're talking about literally something, please, while I deal with this bullshit.
Yes, I didn't like the Hex Girls when I was little, just because I was not into the goth, edgy girl aesthetic. But I did watch it because I knew I wasn't supposed to be watching stuff with witches in it, and that I did enjoy.
Nice.
So, I mean, you know, because when you're 10 and your parents said that you're not allowed to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Because there's demons,
it makes you very interested in demons, right?
You gotta take what you can get, and then you grow up and become an adult who thinks that witchcraft is cool and demons are cool, so...
And you get tattoos, Mom. Like an edgy girl.
You really, you did a good job with that one. Yeah, oh, hey, speaking of tattoos, those of you who have been watching some of our recent videos may have noticed I spilled something on my arm. So, I will go ahead and explain that while Victor is doing whatever is happening over here.
I'm doing my business.
Last month, I got started on a sleeve. I cannot see what I'm showing you right now, so just bear with me. So yeah, a Yu Yu Hakusho sleeve that I've gotten started here. Went to my fucking joint over at Black Rabbit Tattoo in Richmond. They are the shit. So yeah, we got started with our 3 first girls here. So we got Botan, we got Keiko, and we got Koto. And then when I go back at the end of this month, I'll get Judy and Shizuru and Young Genkai. That'll probably take another whole session, and then we'll add color. Getting very visible tattoos. I mean, no one notices this even exists. No one, like, and it's the same with you. You say no one even notices that you have tattoos, because like inner wrist tattoos basically don't exist. No one pays attention. They
do not exist.
And then my other tattoos are on my legs, and when I'm at work or out, you know, in most places they're covered up. So this is the first very visible tattoo, which I held off of doing for a long time because of I was concerned about job prospects and jobs and how people would perceive me and various things. But at my current job, I wear a sweater all the time, so I was like, well, that's okay. I will wear a jacket all the time, and it will be not a problem. However, I had forgotten that having tattoos somehow gives everyone in the universe the right to touch you without asking.
Yes.
Because I have had multiple multiple people who have been scanning, which I'm wearing my jacket while I'm scanning, but I pull the sleeves up this much, so that I don't get gel on my jacket. Seeing this much of my tattoo apparently gives people the right to literally reach across me and grab my arm so that they can pull it closer to them and ask me what it is. This gives everyone the right to touch you without any kind of consent. Just,
and it's boomers, right?
Yeah.
It's mostly old people who do
I'm
this.
like,
Which is it's
Geraldine,
a very boomer
what do you
thing
want
to
me
do.
to tell you? If I explain to you, if I tell you what this is, you are not gonna know. It doesn't matter. You may as well just not say anything.
Yeah.
Why do you feel the need to touch me and bring it up? I wear a jacket so that it is as minimalistic as possible. I don't want to draw attention to it. It is something that I do for me. Not so old people can grab my arm while I'm giving them a medical test.
But you look so cool. They need to see. They want to see. It's
Like,
so cool. Ooh.
God, I guess because you're 70, this gives you the right to grab whatever young lady is doing your test in and be like, what's this?
Oh,
yeah.
oh.
I had a fun, pleasant reminder that having visible tattoos revokes your bodily autonomy and old people can just grab you.
I mean,
to
have
get a closer
fun having that experience for the rest of your life. I hope you're ready, because it's going to keep happening, you know? Especially the more tattoos you get, and the cooler they become.
Just like, alright, great. Within literally, like, a week of me getting this, that had happened, like, 3 or 4 times. I was like, yeah. Also, like, when it was just healing, if they had grabbed that would have really hurt.
Yeah, that would have been pretty bad.
Why? Don't just grab people. That's not okay.
There's quite the healing process of getting tattoos, which is an under-discussed topic on its own.
Oh yeah.
Which is like taking care of tattoos is bitch.
It is quite the commitment.
Mm-hmm.
You think having a kid is a commitment? Try getting a tattoo. Am I right?
Yeah, even though taking care of the tattoo lasts like a couple weeks.
Yeah, but like, dude, you gotta put fucking, you gotta put Aquaphor on it 3 times a day for like 4 days.
Whoa!
And then you have to put lotion on it, you gotta keep it out of the sun, and it's itchy.
Oh no. It
You can't sleep on that arm for a week.
It's got the scabs and whatnot, and it's pretty painful.
God. What a horrible burden that I've put on myself.
Yep.
That definitely is not something that I chose knowing full well what would happen.
Yes. Exactly. So, anyways, now that I'm done fucking around with controllers,
How's
what I had to do was I was using like a USB extension, and that I guess is what was glitching out. So I had to just move the computer closer to have my USB thing in there. Fucking hell. But yeah, so like we said, Vic and Hope podcast. This is what we used to do before we started doing anime reviews. Hopefully those of you who are watching this who are new enjoy this type of content. Whether you do or you don't, it doesn't really matter. We're gonna make it, and you don't have to watch it if you don't enjoy it. But yeah, so we're playing some fucking Genshin Impact. I'm sure you've seen the ads everywhere for this fucking game. It looks like it's gonna be some sort of Chinese dogshit garbage, but it is like, it's a pretty fun game that seems like it has a lot of love put into it, and it's free. And like, it's not the kind of freemium game that's like completely unplayable without like putting money into it. Yeah, because it's not like one of those where they put time constraints on your ability to progress in the game because it's free or whatever. Yeah. Even though this is like a mobile game that you can play on your cell phone. Usually those types of games try to put a lot of like time limit restrictions on you, but this one doesn't really have that at all. It's just kind of a complete full Breath of the Wild style game with more combat, you know, and it's free to play and it's pretty good.
Nice.
So I figured I'd show that off a little bit. I'm not gonna bother restarting the game to show you from the beginning because it's just a bunch of vapid anime dialogue that I do not want to play again for the 3rd time, because I initially started this on the PS4 and then I got it on the PC. Because it ran like shit on the PS4. And then I had to play through the first like 5 to 10 hours of the game again. And so I really don't want to do that a 3rd time because it was quite vapid and it doesn't have a lot of replay value. especially when you like the freemium mechanic of the game is that there's all these different characters you can unlock with different stats and powers and stuff, and so like restarting the game again and then having to randomly draw new characters is like
Probably
I don't
annoying.
yeah, like I have good characters right now. I don't want to start that over again where I might get other characters.
Yeah.
Because it's like you do feel like you have a progress to your account that you don't want to restart.
Yeah. So when you get those random freemium characters, do they have a backstory, or are they just, here's a cool dude, have fun?
I think they do. A lot of them are like people you will encounter in the game at some point, like as characters you interact with, but
Yeah.
like you just get them whenever from the loot boxes.
Mm.
Like there's one girl who's like she, you know, has the classic stereotypical like China dress. And,
You know the one. The China dress.
And like I got her randomly from a loot box, and it was like, oh, it's just this girl, and she like throws a tanuki thing, and she has a spear, and she does fire. And then like eventually I met her in a side quest, and I was like, oh, this is me meeting this character, and she's like, she wants to be a chef, and she does a cooking challenge, and you have to help her gather ingredients, and you go through a dungeon and stuff. And it's like, okay, so like these are all characters, I guess, that I will meet, and they'll get fleshed out as part of the game. But, like, meeting her in that context, I don't think that would have given me her character if I had organically gone through it. Like, you do have to unlock them through loot boxes.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But it's, like, the mechanic of this game is that, you know, it's... The overworld is structured like Breath of the Wild, where it's an open world thing and you can climb around, but it's more restricted in what I think is a good way, kind of like an MMO, where the regions are separated into like different groups, and then there's like literal magic barriers that prevent you from going too far, so that they can keep the level scaling appropriate, you know?
Yeah. So what you're saying is, it's not open world.
Yeah, it's not really open world. It's like you have an open playground, and then you unlock more areas in that as you progress through the game and get higher level ups and stuff. And it has various leveling systems to prevent you from, like, getting through the game too fast. Because, like, naturally, since they add all these new characters, they have to have a system where you get items that provide you level ups quickly. So that if you're
Otherwise,
level
you're
20,
stuck with a bunch
yeah.
of weak characters you don't want to use.
Yeah, because you can draw a new character at level 1 and then just level them up to level 20 with items. But then, like, that's a finite resource. And then, like, right now my level cap is 20 and I can't level above that. And I have to progress to the next area of the game to be able to, like, level my characters further.
So it's sort of like Pokemon, how you have to beat a gym
Yeah.
leader to get Pokemon of a stronger level.
And then it's also, you have an adventure level,
Ooh.
which you get by, you know, opening treasure chests and finding new areas. It gives you experience towards your adventure rank, and so the later parts of the game are locked by the adventure rank.
Mm.
So right now I'm basically at a point where I can grind to my next adventure rank to be able to progress in the game, which is a perfect place for us to zone out and do a podcast over while I just
Yeah.
go fight random enemies.
Nothing important to pay
Yeah.
attention to.
Because the highlights of this game for me are, you know, it's an exploration game like Breath of the Wild, but also it has, like, min-maxing RPG mechanics and, like, actual combat that's interesting.
Wow.
Because basically, it's got all these characters, and you control 4 at once, where you cycle between them, like, instantaneously, and each character has an element to them. I'm not sure how many total elements, but, like, I have an ice guy, a fire girl, a lightning girl, and a water girl, and then the elements will all play off of each other. So, like, if I play as the water girl, I can go up to a group of enemies and then, like, cast a water spell that gets all of the enemies wet, and then I can switch over to the lightning girl, and it, like, you know, water conducts electricity. It'll do extra damage because I put that debuff on them.
Wet ass P word.
Yeah, so it's about, like, switching between characters to give different debuffs to increase the damage of the other characters, which I can demonstrate right now. But, yeah, it's a game with some neat mechanics. I'm enjoying it a lot. It seems like it'll be infinitely fucking long, because it's like Breath of the Wild, but they added a slow, progressive
They
quest
gate your
system,
progress.
you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is good, because Breath of the Wild, as I've said in my own debates over Breath of the Wild, I think the open world aspect of that is a hindrance in some areas where it doesn't have very crafted level design or anything. And this is a game that actually has dungeons. Like, you find a big gate and you go into a dungeon and you do a series of, like, battles and stuff. And, like, they have different aesthetics. Whoa.
Wow.
Versus Breath of the Wild, where you have a bunch of shrines that all look exactly the same and have a very simple puzzle.
Yeah, that does get a bit, boring.
Like, it is crazy the way this is a free game, and it seems to have probably a bigger scale than Breath of the Wild and more effort put into every aspect of the game, and, like, more craft and love put in. And it's, you know, it's a trashy anime game, but, like, you could really tell that the developers give a shit.
Yeah.
And, like, they want it to be successful, and they need this giant marketing push because it's a free game.
Play it.
Yeah. Like, they need people to play it, and they need people to engage with the sale aspect of it, or how do they keep it going?
Well,
you know?
and free games have such a stigma of always being shit, you know?
Yeah. It's
like, oh, well, this has no budget, it's probably trash.
Yeah, but free games at this point, like, God, I can't even imagine being a kid and getting to play this fucking game for free. It's insane.
Right.
Like, this is an insanely high-quality game.
You could have RuneScape, or you could have this.
Yeah. Like, there's been previous games like Warframe and, you know, Fortnite that have been free games that
those are both
like
pretty modern.
Yeah. But those, you know, those are actual games with content and it's free, and it doesn't lock you too much with the paywall stuff, and this is kind of in that same vein, even though this one seems to be the most, like, straight up just a video game, you know?
Yeah.
It's not super heavily dependent on, like, the online multiplayer aspect.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this feels different than those games because it's not like you have to go online and play with other people. There's no... Yeah, it feels like a real console game.
Yeah, it's like a real single-player console game experience, but for free, which is fucking nuts.
Yeah,
and
I think that's what's unusual about this.
Uh-huh. And then I'm sure they'll update it and expand on it and stuff, which is pretty cool and exciting, you know?
Yeah.
But it is very fun, would definitely recommend. But I wanted to address the game we're playing a little bit, you know, which we usually do in the first episode of these podcasts and then never do again. Even though the structure of what we've been doing lately is like fucking once every other month we'll play a game for one episode, but like, it doesn't really matter. You're here to hear us talk.
Yeah. I was thinking, because it is the spooky month for Halloween, I did float the idea of playing Parasite Eve.
Yeah.
I also thought maybe we could play Bayonetta, because I've never seen all of Bayonetta. I've never watched Bayonetta be played.
Yeah, but I think we need to just do a live stream or two for whatever we end up playing. This controller is spazzing out if you're wondering why I'm, like, eating shit right now. I think this is, like, really taxing the computer. I'm gonna turn it to low settings. I think because I'm doing so many things at the same time.
But I thought Parasite Eve would be fun because it's pretty short. It's a classic. It is the game that has the cutscene that made me into the degenerate that I am today. So it could be a good time.
Explain that. What was the cutscene?
I have mentioned this before.
On Big and Hope, though?
I believe so. I believe I have explained it on Big and Hope. For those of you who don't want to dig back through countless hours of content to find out what I'm talking about, in Parasite Eve, there is a cutscene at the beginning of the game where the main character Aya is like in a sewer, and in this cutscene there's a rat in the sewer, and the rat just like its body like folds out on itself, and its like skin falls off, and it mutates into this huge fucking monster. And for clarification, when I saw this, I was probably like 7, and I was over at my cousin's house, and my cousin's older brother...
Like I said, cousins corrupt.
Well, the ironic thing is this cousin went on to be a pastor. Anyway.
Yeah, well, whatever the fuck that means, you know.
No, he's like really into Jesus.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Why is he so into Jesus? Like,
we don't really want to get into my super religious relatives. Anyway.
If you're that into Jesus, there's something fucked up about you that you're hiding.
Anyway, so,
oh my god, the controls are driving me fucking insane. I'm gonna stop trying to do anything precise at all. Okay, sorry. I was minding my business, playing with my cousins my age. We wandered into my older cousin's room, and as we wandered in, this cutscene was playing on his TV, and I happened to glimpse it, and I was never the same. I was changed forever. Nice. At that point. I became a spooky bitch. You became an edgy fucking girl. At that point I knew. I was like, oh, this is my shit. You lost it. You knew you could kill. Exactly.
So thank you, Parasite Eve, for that.
Thank you, Parasite Eve. Yeah, so we might try to do a live stream or something. It's just life has been a clusterfuck, and I have been busy as shit.
Yeah, let's do you wanna talk a little bit about how the busyness?
Yeah,
the reason
I mean, I
that
guess
we haven't been delivering on our game.
Well, we talked about it a bit in our
Kickstarter.
latest bonus
Patreon.
episode that I just published today, fucking late as fuck, which, I mean, it'll already be out by the time you see this video if you're watching this,
Hello.
but I put out our bonus episode fucking late because we had recorded it probably like 10 days ago.
Oh, we recorded it quite a while ago.
Yeah, because I thought it was before the end of September. Like, it was like the last day we recorded or something.
I think it was the end of September, like literally.
Which means that I took forever to fucking put it out, which I'm deeply sorry for because I'm a fucking failure. But I've worked like every day for the past 4 weeks or 5 weeks.
Yeah. It's been busy.
Because I stacked things in my favor in a good way by creating a lot of circumstances for work, you know, like diversifying, if you will, because I took up a job, like a contract with the university I went to previously, which I've been graduated from for 5 fucking years, but like I work with the guy who's the head of the department of film there for a long time, and so he became terrified of coronavirus and fucked off from the state. And he needed someone to kind of run the film department in his absence while he's gone. So I am like his man on the ground.
You're taking the brunt of the Rona.
Yeah, taking the brunt of the Rona for him, and I'm going and working at the school. So like every other day, I'm pretty much at the university, and then between those days, I'm pretty much working on content. For those of you who don't know, I'm heavily involved in content. We have filmed every episode at my house and in a studio that I made in my shed. And I've been editing every other episode. None of the ReZero stuff. That's been the other editor. But you can probably tell the difference between our styles. Because he tends to be more meme-focused, which I am not very creative with. I gotta kill these guys.
Yeah, been a lot of content creation going on.
So that's been a
that.
active part of life
Yeah.
lately, is that it's become more and more involved, which has been good, and it's picking up steam. But like, you know, obviously it takes a hit to this channel because they're both things that are like, they're both things I'm basically doing for almost free.
Yeah.
So it's hard to maintain both of them when like...
And this one being something you do for fun with no one else really relying on you for their paycheck. Like, at the end of the day, it's something we do to hang out and have fun. Yeah,
versus content is like a thing that involves people who, like, that's their primary job and source of income. So like I have to be... You know, there's a
little more pressure to deliver.
Yeah, and Nate fucking holds me to that pressure. So it also helps that there's someone else involved who is actively pushing me.
Who is motivated and keeping a schedule.
Exactly, because I don't want to disappoint.
Yeah. And, you know, having the boys around has been nice. We've been going out and getting dinner every once in a while and hanging out. It's nice to have them around.
We can finally address the Digi and May fallout. Because that's at least... I don't want to say too much about it or anything that they haven't said, but I do just want to acknowledge that, like, Digi and May are split up now, and it was very difficult to not talk about it for a while. Because even in our Discord, people were asking, especially after they had the break-in, people were like, "Oh, are they okay?"
At that time, it was not our business to make light of.
Which now, at least, it's out in the open. May has made her video about it, so I'm like, all right, we can at least acknowledge it,
right?
Because you know, I've been having to do brotherly duties of, you know, being there for
someone when they are emotional. Yeah.
Being there for Digi, my sister, who's now the fucking Beatrice or whatever the hell, you know, I'm not sure where the name's gonna land, but yeah, so
it's work. Yeah,
it's something that must be acknowledged. But we've been spending a lot of time with Digi and Nate as of late, and that's been fun.
Yeah, it's been nice to have some folks around.
Yeah,
we can go get food, hang out, chill. Someone who actually instigates hanging out because we won't do it.
And you know, there is a side effect of like, you know, not to talk any shit about May at all, but like there's to an extent it feels like I've got my brother back, you know, and like we've been hanging out more, and I feel like we can talk more openly now. Particularly because I just started going like, you know, like I don't like when I feel like I have criticisms to make of someone that I can't voice, which is kind of how I felt at the start of the trans saga. Was like it makes it hard to have conversation when there's conversations that should be had that aren't being had, you know?
Yeah.
And so
because
now
there's tension.
we've had the opportunity to like talk about some of those things, and I feel less like I feel like I could just say whatever I want again, you know?
Yeah. There
And it's
isn't like tiptoeing.
Yeah, there's no tiptoeing, and the relationship is feeling good right now with my sister. And so, you know, you know, at this point, maybe we could do a Digibros episode or something because we're talking again. Like,
Yeah, who
whereas
knows?
before we weren't as much for various reasons or whatever. Or, you know, it's just fucking is what it is.
Just
There's
interpersonal
no one to
things,
blame, but
you know?
yeah. But,
Relationships be like, you know?
yeah, relationships be like, you know.
Some people just, you know, you get along with some people, you don't get along with some people. Doesn't mean either of you are wrong. It just means
Yeah.
maybe your personalities don't mesh. The way you communicate doesn't mesh. Like,
Exactly.
it's not that anyone's, you know, wrong. That's just the nature
Yeah.
of being a human.
But that being said, we've had a lot of fun hanging out with everyone lately. It's like our friends group and worlds colliding is finally working out for once. Where like
Yeah.
like Nate and Michelle are really fun to hang out with, and like now we can have Digi and Nate and Michelle and like Brando,
Brando's
you know,
there.
and it's like everyone gets along and it's fun and it's not
Yeah.
awkward. And
Everyone's just having a
yeah.
good goofy boy time.
we have a good time for once, and I feel like I can bring new people into this circle, and like
It
we'll
wouldn't
all
be
get along, you know.
weird.
And,
Yeah.
and like we're not all so deep in up our ass in internet shit to have conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though this did lead to something pretty funny happening
Yeah.
to me this weekend.
Oh no.
Because I was doing some laundry and I had like dug out a couple of things from in the couch.
Mhm.
And when I was pulling the laundry out of the dryer, I
Oh,
found
no.
a gray scrunchie, like a poofy gray scrunchie that doesn't belong to me.
Mhm.
And I was like, why the fuck was this gray scrunchie in Victor's clothes? Like, it was in Victor's clothes. I'm like, why does he have this gray scrunchie? It's not mine. Who does it belong to? And Vic came home, so I was like, whose gray scrunchie is this? And he looked at me and he was like, I don't know. And I'm just like, well, it's not mine, so like, whose is it? And he's like, wait, is that Digi's? And I was like, oh my god, you're right, because Digi was on our couch earlier that week, and I think
Yeah.
she was wearing a gray scrunchie, but my brain was like, where the fuck could this have come from? What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
But I will say, for the people who are highly invested in this channel and like in me and Digi as people, like, if you're wondering how he's doing after all of the nuclear fucking fallout that's happened, he's doing good, you know? I think it's all for the better. The situation is positive right now. Everyone's cool. Everything is fine. And I would say there's nothing to worry about. From Digi's Twitter, it could be very questionable.
It
Like,
can seem alarming.
if you read into stuff, it seems like you know, it's always difficult with attention seeking tweets for regular people to witness, but it is like everything feels good, you know. There's no like super negative feelings floating around from what I can tell. So everything's good, everything's for the better, everything's positive. The situation is looking up and looking good, hopefully.
Everything's gonna be daijobu.
Yeah, everything's daijobu. We're having a lot of fun doing content. It's adding some stability to everyone's life. So
Perhaps.
stability is always good. A regular gig, you know? Hopefully it's the start of a new beginning in terms of those guys kind of having a new regular thing to uplift their channels
Yeah.
and get some more positive engagement, which people are definitely feeling. Because they're never sure how reliable they're going to be with new ventures.
So for it to be regular
Yeah.
and consistent, it's probably very good.
Yeah, so that's been pretty good, but also a big source of us having no fucking time!
Hey.
Because Hope works during the week, and I've been working during the week, and,
And then
we've
you've
been
been
working on the
working on the
weekends. Yeah,
weekends.
I've worked, we have not had a weekend off. Like, today is the first Sunday in, 4 weeks that I have not been working. which is why we're able to record a bunch of videos. I'm sure you'll see we're
We
wearing
really
the same
backlogged
clothes.
it today, baby.
Yeah, we're fucking backlogging, even though we had recorded a couple videos that I didn't have time to edit and put out, you know?
Yeah.
This week was real fucking all over the place. And then you also have to account for, like, depression days. Because
days.
when I'm working constantly, there are Mondays where I just fucking crash, you know? It's like some days you just can't get anything done.
Yeah. That is unfortunately very true.
And like for me maintaining my sanity, sometimes I have to sit down and play Genshin Impact for a couple hours and like not edit a Vic and Hope, you know?
Yeah. Some days you just gotta take a break.
Yeah. So it's been a lot to fucking balance. But here we are doing some podcasts and hopefully you enjoy it, and I'm gonna probably put out a fuckload of stuff all in like 1 week.
No content, and then too much content. That is
Yeah.
our formula.
Exactly. I gotta pee again.
Oh jeez.
You got another topic?
Is this something I have to talk about while you go pee?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm gonna turn this fucking game volume down.
I can. I have a story I can tell.
Yeah, hold on. Let me turn the game volume down. Alt tab, bitch. Oh, I unplugged the keyboard. Well, I was trying to get the controller to work.
The top notch.
It's okay. Everyone's cozy.
Setup here.
They're in the podcast. They're
Hey,
nice
guys.
and cozy.
Hope you're hanging out. Hope you're having a nice
Make
afternoon.
sure we're fucking still recording. Yep, we're recording. We're all good. It's for 30 minutes in already. Look at
Don't
that.
forget to drink some water today. Stay hydrated, my dudes.
Stay hydrated, my dudes. All right, let me go pee.
All right.
Ah.
Well, gather around, kiddies, because I have a story that I can tell you that I don't need Victor here for. A tale of how I'm a fucking idiot who sometimes doesn't plan ahead for important things in life and then almost accidentally fucks up her entire weekend. And that is the tale of how after work on Friday, I decided to break from my usual routine of going to the indoor gym and figured it's nice outside. I'm gonna go to the local park and I'm gonna take a nice outside stroll. I'm gonna go for a jog outside because it's fall and the weather is beautiful. So I get changed. I head to the park. I suit up because of course the pants that I brought with me didn't have the pockets. So I have my trusty armband that I slide my phone into when I go running. Slide my phone into my armband and I'm like, oh, well nice, there's a little key slot right here. I'm gonna slide my car key right into that key slot because that is its intended purpose. So I lock my phone in place, I lock my car key in place, I lock my car. My car has my backpack full of work gear and my wallet and all my important shit in it, as well as my house keys, because I only brought the car key with me because that's all I need to get back into the car once I'm done running. So, I go for my run. I get about a mile and a half in. It's beautiful outside. The temperature, mwah. The breeze, mwah. I'm sitting on top of a big hill. I'm looking down at the lake. It's beautiful. I'm just vibing. It's beautiful. So I'm vibing at the top of the hill. And then I was like,
Beeholes. Continue.
you know what? I'm just take a look at what time it
Oh,
is.
fuck. I knocked a Game Boy off the shelf and it fell on my foot. It hurts.
Are you
Oh,
okay?
I'm sorry. It fell on my toes. I'm alright. I got a kiss.
Pretend that was your
Yeah.
foot. I don't want to kiss your
Okay.
foot because that's gross. So, I turn over to my armband, and what do I see when I look at my armband? There's my phone. However, my car key is MIA. Now, important fact for this story. When I bought this car from the dealership 2 years ago, it is a used car because I'm not an idiot and I don't buy new cars. It is a used car. It had one key. They had one key when I bought the car. No spares. So, great. I've had this car for 2 years. I've had 2 years to make a spare key. However, did I do that? No.
No one makes a spare key for their car.
At this point, I have managed to lose my only car key somewhere on this 1.5-mile trek up this hill and around this park. Where? I don't know, because I haven't looked down at my armband this entire time. It could literally be anywhere. So, there's only one choice, and that is to retrace my steps and pray to God that I find this car key. As I head back down the hill, scanning the ground like a psychopath. People must think I'm absolutely insane with the intensity with which I am just scanning the ground. I call my mom, and I explain to her what I have just done. And she goes, all right, what do you need from me? And I'm like, Mom, I can't get into my car. Victor is working until 11. He's doing a wedding. I need someone to drive me home. So I can tell she's irritated, but she agrees to come pick me up. So I call my dad. I let him know everything that's going on. I'm trying to figure out, how the fuck do you get a new key made when you've lost your only key for the car? Like, how do you... I assume you take it to the dealership. How do you get it? I guess I'd have to tow it to the dealership because I have no way to get into my car. I have no key to make an extra key from. Like, the logistics of this are really not adding up for me. So, as I'm making my way back, I'm scanning the ground. I'm getting real close to getting back to the starting point, and I have not located this key. So I'm sitting there. By the way, the gates to this park close at dusk, and dusk is quickly approaching. It's like 5:30, and I'm like, fuck. So I need to get back, call a tow truck, so that my car doesn't get stuck in the fucking park, while all this is going on, and then I can't even access my car. So I'm thinking, all right, well, I have to call AAA, and I have to do this, and I have to do that. And I'm like, just like, oh fuck, this weekend's gonna fucking suck. I'm not gonna have a car. I don't even have house keys, so I'm gonna have to break into my own house once I get home. I have no money, I have no ID, everything is in the car. And I finally make it back to my car, and I notice there's a piece of paper in the windshield. Uh-oh.
I couldn't climb.
Mm.
Oh, I died. Damn.
Oh, damn, you straight moitered
I think I
him.
got more people.
You straight moitered him. I noticed this piece of paper under my windshield wiper, and I'm like, oh, all right. I pick it up, and there's a note that's like, I found your car key. Call me, and I will come bring you the key. And I was like, oh my god. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, fucking dear God. And then I look up, and there's actually this big old burgundy truck with this family in it, and they see me reading the note, and the guy pops out of the truck, and he goes, I have your key! So they found my key on the walk back to the parking lot, and then went to the parking lot and, like, sought out my car to figure out which one was the right one. And then they sat there and waited for me to come back to give me my key. So thank God for these extremely charitable people who took pity on a stupid idiot who has no spare car keys. The moral of the story is make spare keys. Make spare keys of everything. Make spare keys of all of your material belongings. Make spare keys.
Yeah, well, thank God that guy found your keys.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I was like, oh god, I'm really... My whole weekend's about to be fucked.
Got pretty lucky.
That was really not smart.
Mm-hmm.
So don't be like me.
And then your mom was mad.
And my mom was mad because I pulled her away from going somewhere with one of her friends.
I can't go be a wine mom.
I
need to go drink wine.
Well, you know, she's more of a beer kind of girl, but you
yeah,
know.
but you know.
You know what it is.
That's just because beer is cool.
Whoa, yeah, that's what the edgy mom
I'm not
like.
a wine mom. I drink beer. Right, okay.
So yeah, hey, make spare keys.
Yeah. Good story, bro.
I try. I do try.
I already knew the story, guys. That's why I'm not, like, you know, reacting the most excitedly. Not that I react to anything
that's how
excitedly.
Victor always acts when I talk.
I'm sorry, I'm listening to the story!
Victor's just like, oh,
what
there she fucking goes
input
again.
can I have on that story? You know,
There she
it's like,
fucking
okay,
goes.
well, you found your keys,
Prattling
yay!
on. This woman.
What am I supposed to say?
Supposed to tell me that I'm very clever and
I did,
very
that's what
good,
I said.
and I'm a clever girl.
That's what I said when you told me the story the first time. I was like, oh, well, good thing you didn't lose keys. Yay! You're not stupid, you're smart. You're a good girl. Then I love you. Yeah.
Yay! Nice.
Yeah, lightning.
Dude, you fucking got him, bro.
Berserker.
Nice.
Yeah. What else do we gotta talk about?
We've been watching Lovecraft Country on HBO.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Well, I think we'll do a video.
You think
of
you
that.
want to do a whole video on
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
I wasn't sure. I
Yeah,
just
we'll
wasn't sure
do
there was
a
enough
whole
to
video
say.
on that once we're done with it. Guys, go watch Lovecraft Country if you're into some live action shit and you want to be there when we talk about it. Be on the same page. We'll probably talk about that. We just recorded a bunch of videos, so we don't need to talk about those things.
Yep.
We've have had some things that kind of didn't get released. At this point, I'm not sure if I'll ever finish our fucking video on Beyond the Misty Green Sky. I think I talked about that because fucking Saberspark had done a video on it.
Yeah.
Which pissed me off. And there was another one we recorded that was just a straight podcast with no game, where it was just me ranting about working for like 50 minutes, and I never put that out.
You could probably just put it up on Patreon.
I've thought about it. That was pretty
Someone
old.
could just listen to it.
I just felt like it was
passively
really
if they wanted.
negative.
Maybe. I don't know.
And it was mostly you just like listening to me rant for a while.
I just didn't really have anything to add, you know?
I thought you would have more, but like I didn't tell you what we were going to talk about beforehand. And then it ended up just being that one topic. I was like, all right, now I feel bad. And there was no like game to watch or anything. It was awkward.
It's okay.
Yeah.
No worries.
I just mostly wanted to vent about working.
Yeah.
Which I've done more of.
Yeah.
Working weddings, which is fucking terrifying. Because as you can probably guess, no one gives a fuck about the coronavirus, in Virginia at least.
Coronavirus!
Which means that not only am I going to places where there's like 100 people who inevitably remove their masks when it comes time to dance around like idiots, but like the kind of people who are having weddings right now obviously don't take the coronavirus seriously at all.
Which is why it's ironic that like you went to a doctor's wedding.
Yeah. So it makes me a little bit nervous. Obviously, I'm wearing a mask all day, but like, the mask is only meant to prevent you from spreading to other people, blah, blah, blah.
It's not a mask, it's a muzzle.
It's not like I'm fucking getting up on people's fucking face all day, but it is just like, what worse area for exposure could you possibly be? Like, it's literally the worst place for spreading a bunch of people close together for several hours in one location. Like,
yeah. And I mean, it is definitely still out there. I just had a coworker who had to go out for a week because his brother got it, and he was hanging out with his brother for a little while.
Well, I think right now I think in the next week we're gonna see that this is the peak for Virginia. Because I'm hearing about a lot of people having it. With the wedding planner who was there had talked about how she had it like in July or something.
Nice.
It had already gone through, and she had it like bad. And she said it was really, really a terrible experience. I'm like, well, I'm glad you were here to talk about how it is real, because we're still at the point where people don't believe it's fucking real, even though it's literally spreading. Like, apparently there was a super spreader in Hampton and shit.
Yeah.
So which is
one of the theories on how Trump got it, because he was here as the super spreader was here.
Exactly. And so I'm like, I'm only nervous because it seems like it's literally at its peak right now in our area, and I'm going to fucking weddings, which is gonna be the peak spread. And
it's real fucking cute how people think that if they get coronavirus, they're just gonna get remdesivir and the thing Regeneron made with the multi-clonal fucking stem cells and shit. Bitch, you ain't getting any of that shit. You're on your own. Fuck you.
Yeah, it's like you're not gonna get the fucking treatment that the president got, assholes.
Also, that's $100,000 worth of treatment, and I don't think you're gonna be able to pay for that, and your insurance sure as shit ain't gonna cover it. So good luck.
Yeah.
Assuming you can even get it, because it's not approved by the FDA, and that means that you are not getting it.
Yep.
But if you're stupid enough to believe you're going to get the same medical treatment as the President of the United States, I don't really know what I can do for you anyway.
Pandemic.
But hey, we have the best medicine in the world, so.
Yep. So it's like, I'm not excited about it, especially because with my ODU job, I'm supposed to be not exposing myself.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if they'll, I obviously won't be able to come in if I test positive or something, which I might do after this next wedding. Go get a fucking test, because I've done fucking 5 weddings back to back.
Well, there's plenty of places you can go and just get tested now.
Yeah.
It's pretty widely available.
I'm just afraid that if I test positive, I won't be able to work this weekend.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's probably good. I should probably get tested this week.
You should probably, be sure that you're not positive before you go to a wedding.
But I want to make money.
And I mean, simultaneously, I've never been tested, so.
I should probably be getting tested after every fucking wedding, honestly.
I mean,
isn't it pretty cheap and easy and fast? Like,
it should be covered by your insurance completely.
Yeah. I should probably go get tested this week.
Yeah. They have plenty of clinics that are doing it, and they have like the quick tests.
I'm scared.
It was weird. So yeah, there's plenty of resources. I can check at work and see.
Yeah.
Plus flu season's coming up, so make sure y'all are getting your flu shots too.
Yeah.
This is the good timing for it. You don't want to go too early and you don't want to go too late because those antibodies are only in your system for like 3 months.
Jeez.
So October is like a good time to get your flu shot. I'll probably get mine this week. On that note, we saw a lady who triggered me at Walmart today.
Oh my god, this fucking lady.
This fucking... I mean, classic lady you see at Walmart, which is like obese, glazed over eyes, looking like she basically is not sentient in any meaningful way. She has a mask, but she's got it tucked onto her chin. And she's at the, like, register, like, you know, doing her self-checkout and shit. And I'm like... So I watch her do the self-checkout with her mask pulled all the way down. She finishes the self-checkout, and then as she grabs her bag, she puts her mask back on. And I'm like, wait, so you just breathed all over the self-checkout, and then put your mask back on? Okay.
I mean, and the worst part was that she was obese and taking literally forever to do anything.
It's like she had never done that before.
She looked like she was dying. She was moving so incredibly slowly. It's like she was in another dimension. Like she was experiencing time like slower than
she was in
like,
witch time and we were in normal time.
It's like, holy fucking shit. Do you even have thoughts in your head? You were just look like a brain dead monster right now.
It's like if a slug was a human.
Yes, it was quite disturbing. It made me fear.
Yeah, that was pretty. So that was pretty triggering.
Anyone like that could exist. Yes, it was quite triggering.
It's like, God, you just. You may as well just not even wear a mask.
Well,
at that point, just admit that you don't care about anybody else.
She has to wear a mask to get in the store. She doesn't care about anyone else. She probably doesn't even think it's real. She has to wear it to get in the store. That's the only reason people are wearing the mask here. If it weren't required, people wouldn't be doing it. I promise.
I know you're right, but it's still irritating.
It's America! We can't do it. We don't have the patience. It's impossible.
Fascists want you to wear masks.
Even the people who do take it seriously, like me and others I've worked with, like, as soon as you start working, it's like, I can't fucking work with this thing on sometimes, you know? Like, I was wearing it, yesterday while I was shooting this music video while we were inside for a while, and then I had to operate a movie, which is physically intense, and it got sweaty immediately, and I couldn't breathe, and I was like, I can't wear it while I do this. I just can't do it while I'm doing this particular work. Yeah. The weddings, I'll wear it all day because it's low intensity, but, like, it would be like if I were fucking lifting weights with the mask on.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is, like, yeah, I completely understand, because it's the same thing with, like, at my job, people come in and we do a test where they have to get on a treadmill and, like, walk quickly and they get short of breath. So it's like, yeah, they come in wearing the mask, we tell them to wear the mask, but, like, when you're up on the treadmill and you're walking, we let them pull it down.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you cannot breathe. Like, you literally can't breathe. I understand that, but we're also wearing stronger protective equipment. Like, we're wearing real N95s and goggles, so, like, we're extra protected. Mm-hmm. So it's like, that I completely get. That's totally fair. But like, if you're just fucking around at Walmart,
especially if you're around a bunch of people that you feel comfortable around and that you
if people
feel like
you're
trust.
Around frequently, that's
and then everyone different. Takes off the masks, you know, and it's like, all right, well, like, I appreciate that you trust me, but also, like, there's a global health crisis happening, and we should probably all be wearing masks regardless. Well, but you know, it's just so hard to work and focus sometimes.
It just ain't gonna happen in real life. But
especially with the fucking weddings, with the dancing, it's just like, all right, well, I hope you are happy you killed grandma because you didn't want to fucking wear your mask while you sang fucking "Don't Stop Believing." Because grandma's gonna stop living.
Yeah. Well, you know, a small price to pay tribute to Journey.
And the old people are the worst. Like, they really don't want to deal with it. They don't care.
They really want no
They're
part
like, let
of
me
it.
die. Fuck you. They're like, all right, well, I guess, you know, bye. Fuck it.
Those are definitely, it's like there's two extremes of old people. It's the old people who are like really, really believe in it and, you know, don't think we're doing enough. And the old people who are like, fuck this.
the people taking it the most seriously are the Gen Xers with old parents who they don't want to lose. Like, those are the people putting the most effort in, by far.
Yeah.
There's, like, several people I know who have parents in their 80s and are, you know, middle-aged, and they're just like, I don't want my mom to die of coronavirus, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it.
Which is valid.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, if we could convince everyone else that you love your mom and you don't want your mom to die, that would be great. Because there's too many people
But
who are
hey,
like, I don't give a fuck about grandma.
Not everyone
Woo!
loves their mom, so.
Exactly.
Who the fuck is this bitch?
Whoa, what the fuck? It's a spooky girl. I don't know.
Huh. Interesting.
Neat. Ah!
Uh-oh.
Probably shouldn't be fighting stone with lightning right now.
Yeah, that might not be the best matchup, but what are you gonna do?
I'll get out my ice guy. Throw down some fucking ice debuffs. Get out water. Ooh, now I can freeze shit because I'm hitting the ice with water. And it turns things, it makes freeze things.
Got him.
Pull out all the fucking stops here. Uh-oh, she's electricity.
Uh-oh. Ugh.
So fucking freezer. Boom. Frozen.
Nice.
Let it go. Let it go. I don't want to fight this bitch anymore.
So, are we done discussing pandemic rage?
Yeah, I guess. Well,
Okay.
we on that note, South Park Pandemic Special came out.
Oh,
That
yeah,
was
that's
really good.
right.
Go watch that if you're a South Park fan. I'm sure you've already seen it if you're a South Park fan.
Yeah, you probably have already seen it if you
Yeah.
are into South Park.
They did a good pandemic ribbing, very cathartic and satisfying episode there. But it's one of those where it's like I wanted to do a Vic and Hope discuss on that, but it's like it's so self-explanatory that it's like
Yeah,
just go watch
much
it.
To say.
If you're interested, just watch the shit because there's nothing more we can add with a discussion
Yeah.
or review.
They say
I
everything.
beat that lady. I killed her.
You did. You murdered her.
Cool.
Damn.
Wonder if I could throw a Pokeball at her and catch her and
Murdered a
fucking get
whole
that
ass
bitch.
lady.
I can burn these vines. Anywho, anything else to talk about? What do we got?
So, we have casually been watching Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated.
Yeah, guys, let us know if you want us to do a review of that when we finish it, because it's kind of, you know, it's difficult to, and then we keep like stacking all this Scooby shit that we're doing. And I'm like,
Which
I'm
we've
not
also
sure.
watched a different live-action Scooby movie that we planned to make a video about.
And our Scooby it's not like it got good views when we talked about Scooby-Doo.
No one
so
cares.
I'm like,
It's just funny.
like I enjoy watching Scooby shit with you, but I'm not sure if anyone actually cares if we put out videos on it.
I don't know, man. I
It's
can't
pretty
imagine
comical.
anyone cares about Scooby-Doo in the year of our Lord 2020.
Yeah,
but...
we watched like this direct-to-video Scooby-Doo live-action movie from like 2008 or some shit.
I think, like I said, I think that would lend itself better, not to discussion, but like showing the memes.
Yeah, an edited recap, which is a lot of work, so I don't really feel like doing that right now. And now it's
the unfortunate part.
already been a while since we watched it, so I'm like, I don't fucking know. But like, Mystery Inc. is actually like a really good cartoon, so I feel like we could do an actual review on that.
Yeah, Mystery Inc. is interesting because, unlike Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I feel kind of bad for liking it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I really don't know that it's something I should like, but like...
Or that you
it's
should
fun.
Recommend,
Yeah,
you know? Or it's like...
It's just one of those things that like feels like a children's show in a way that makes you feel a little creepy for watching it, but also it's like pretty funny.
Yeah, I don't know
and
about
like
creepy,
interesting. I don't know. It just
but
gives me a weird vibe.
It's that kind of thing where you know it's not made for adults to appreciate in a certain sense, because it's very much like basic kid episodic plots, but then it has like such good lines and stuff.
It has bits that are and like characterizations that are really funny.
Yeah.
So
it has
it's
moments.
Like, okay, I do enjoy it, but it's definitely a kid's show, and I feel a little bit bad for enjoying it. Because there's some kids shows where you can watch it and like you don't feel bad about it.
Well, welcome to being a Brody, by the way. A way worse example of this.
Speaking of, today's the 10-year anniversary for My Little Pony Friendship is Magic.
Fucking God.
I saw that on Twitter.
What? So insane.
Yeah.
Shit. Oh God,
How
what
does
is
that make
life?
you feel?
It makes me feel old as fuck.
10 years.
10 years of fucking Brodies. It's a good because it's over now, and the fan base is over. So like it had a 10-year run basically, maybe really 8 years or so.
I think it was
but
probably closer to like 8.
and now it's gone. Thank God.
Dust in the wind, as anything is. But
making way for the next fucking thing.
But yeah, Mystery Incorporated is pretty interesting, pretty good. Like I said, I just something about it makes me feel kind of bad for liking it, but it is definitely made by people who love Scooby-Doo, and they really are enjoying the fact that they got to create this new universe for the characters to be in and kind of reimagine them, kind of like how they do in Rise.
Yeah. Similar way.
But somehow it just feels different to me.
Yeah.
Probably because there's no Sakuga.
It's because you want to fuck Daphne. That's the problem. That's why you feel.
That's why this is a new one for you. Daphne has never been best girl for you.
Somehow, shockingly, Velma is shit in this show, and Shaggy is shit, and Daphne is like the star of the show, and Fred is fucking hilarious.
Fred is hilarious.
And that's what makes it feel so odd. But it's also like, as a Scooby-Doo cartoon, it's like I feel confident in saying this is probably the best that Scooby-Doo has to offer and will ever have to offer in terms of like being a good cartoon.
Are you speaking as like a series?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know you're a big fan of Scoob the movie, but
No. I just meant Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island.
Yeah, I just mean as a Scooby-Doo show that is long and has a bunch of episodes, like this is probably the best Scooby-Doo could ever really be.
I agree.
And in terms of comedy and like overarching plot and aesthetics and character, like it's pretty solid. Like this is a good cartoon regardless of being a Scooby-Doo thing and regardless of like nostalgia.
Yeah.
But I mean those things certainly enhance it.
Yeah, it's definitely a factor. But they just overall do a great job redefining the characters. Like you said, Velma fucking sucks. But Daphne more than makes up for it because she gets some cool character development. It's definitely the most of a character I've ever seen Daphne be. But Fred is definitely the best.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking hilarious. He's like trapped, obsessed, emotionally stunted.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
It's just not anything you could safely recommend someone who's not like actively invested in watching random Scooby-Doo shit like we are. Which is kind of a meme, but also like... It's like watching all the Nick Cage movies, It's like most of them are shit, but occasionally there's like something really enjoyable.
Watching random Scooby-Doo media is my fucking legacy, I guess.
Yeah, it's quite odd what draws us to this.
I have no idea.
But,
I can't explain
we're having fun,
But yeah, it is fun.
It's a fun cartoon to put on while you're going to bed.
Yeah.
And you don't feel too bad if you miss things because it's like at the end of the day it's completely inconsequential.
Yeah. And I mean, there's an overarching mystery, so there is something to like, there's something there. It's fun. It's cool.
Mm.
It's on Netflix, so you don't even have to pay to watch it. Which, by the way, I can't believe I literally was just like, it's Halloween month. I want to watch Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School, which is a Scooby-Doo movie from 1989.
Yes.
And upon trying to find it, I realized the only way that I can watch it is to rent it from Amazon for $4.
Yes.
How are you gonna gatekeep a 30-year-old Scooby-Doo cartoon that no one gives a fuck about in 2020?
I don't understand what you were expecting when everything is gatekept the same way.
I can't find it streaming anywhere illegally. It's all been taken down by fucking Amazon.
Because it's a property that no one cares about at all except for us.
Man.
It's quite humorous.
Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School is a cool movie.
Yeah,
it's got
it's
got ghoul girls.
Yeah.
It's great.
I really wanted to try find some old horror OVAs to review for Halloween, some anime stuff, but there's just fucking nothing, man.
Yeah.
I'm tempted, I want to watch Vampire Hunter D, Bloodlust, because that's the one that's, real well animated and aesthetic and shit, and that Castlevania's ripping off, but, I'm very afraid that it's boring as fuck. After the other Vampire Hunter D OVA that we watched that isn't as well animated or anything, it was pretty vapid.
Yeah, I fell asleep, so.
Yeah, Hope was highly bored. It wasn't very good. Maybe we'll watch that and do a does it hold up kind of thing.
Could be fun. Could
It's
be
like
fun.
Bloodlust Vampire was great, but we already did that.
Well, yeah.
And I want more stuff like that to watch.
If only such things existed in abundance,
Yeah.
but alas, they do not.
That'd be such good Halloween reviews.
Horror is a tough one.
I wish I could do like a video every day Halloween kind of thing, but I'm too fucking busy. This is the work
Yeah.
season, so I really don't want to
Well,
prioritize YouTube over like making money.
And then on top of that, you have to find something for every day that you actually care about and have enough to say about to make it
Yeah.
worthy of making a video.
Yeah.
So,
Guys, we have lots of things that we end up watching thinking we can make a video and then don't.
yeah.
Happens all the time.
Though I did cave and get the Criterion channel
Yeah.
for this month.
I keep forgetting we have that now.
They uploaded a bunch
Shit.
of 70s horror movies.
Yeah.
So I've been watching those.
Yeah, cool.
I finally watched The Brood by David Cronenberg. I watched
Ooh.
Let's Scare Jessica to Death. We tried to watch Shivers. But I
we
feel
were
like
just like-
Shivers was kind of boring.
Yeah, I mean, it could pick up. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I was fine watching it, but then we wanted to eat dinner, and we're like, oh, we don't want to watch this while we eat dinner, and then we stopped. I think that's what happened. I can't remember.
It's, I don't know.
Yeah.
I wasn't, like, totally sold on it.
I'm fighting a boss man.
Ooh, a
These
big
guys
boy.
are cool. They're like the guardians.
Yeah. A big boy.
Yeah.
Oh, man. We had also, a couple weeks back, we watched Children of the Sea!
Oh yeah, that was a fucking boring ass movie that we didn't talk about, right?
Because it was boring! And it
what's
made
all
no
the
fucking sense!
Aquatic anime movies, pretentious aquatic anime movies lately are driving me crazy. When it's Masaki Ueso, it's one thing, but when it's like just nothing, it's like
Yeah.
I get it. It's another Japanese movie about a teenage girl having a coming of age. Like, fuck, dude. How many of these do we need?
I mean, don't get me wrong. It is gorgeous. It's a beautiful movie.
Yeah.
But,
It's just all the same shit,
oh
plot-wise,
my
man.
God. The plot. I was, like,
I can't even remember what
a
happens
little bit
at all.
uncomfortable with all the, like, child sexuality. I don't know,
Oh,
man.
I
That made me kind of
can
like,
see
I don't
that.
know. I'm not feeling it. But,
Yeah.
hey, you know, whatever. Apparently, the reason it's like that is because it cuts out huge swaths of the manga,
Ah.
so you don't get any insight into who certain characters are, certain plot
Yeah.
points are excluded. So it ends up just becoming like a big, like, the last 20 minutes are like this big, trippy mind fuck. It's like beautifully animated,
Yeah.
but like it doesn't feel like a real payoff because you're not really invested in the characters.
And
or
it felt
what's
like
going on. You don't know what the stakes are really. You're just kind of like,
yeah.
all right.
It felt like one of those where they really wanted to make this movie because it was like a popular thing and because they really wanted to animate that last scene.
I think they really wanted to animate that ending
Yeah.
sequence.
And they went fucking nuts with it. And it was beautiful, but it's like getting to that was insufferable. And I would rather that just be like a music video,
Yeah.
you know?
What did you fucking say? It should have been a fucking Tool music
Yeah,
video?
a Tool music video. Like, it was super cool.
Yeah. And
It
then I
would've been
wouldn't
great
have had
out
to
of
spend 2
context.
hours watching a
Mhm.
plot that I don't give a shit about unfold.
Because damn, it was vapid and boring.
Yeah. That's the thing is, like, I don't mind the, like, trippy shit, but you need to have some sort of investment in order for that to work.
Yeah, and you need to know that you're gonna get to there, you know? Like, there's nothing that indicates that you're gonna get to this cool, trippy visual stuff at the end. You're just kind of
Yeah.
like, I'm just watching a thing.
It just feels like most of the time they're just faffing around.
Yeah.
Just, you're like, okay, cool. I love hanging out with 10-year-olds, 2 of whom don't even act like humans because they're literal, like, sea creatures.
Yeah.
Because they were raised by dugongs.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, cool.
Very tedious.
Both of the boys in this movie are fucking irritating.
Yeah, they're
I
just
don't like
nothing. They're
them.
nothing characters with no personality beyond, like, being perfect.
Beyond being obtuse. Oh, they're so
Yes.
weird because they were raised by dugongs. You can't understand what they're doing. Like, alright, I get it. Yep.
The more you say, like, I literally remembered nothing about this movie until you mentioned it. I'm like, oh god,
Yeah,
right.
they're
Oh yeah,
annoying.
that's what this was about.
They're
Fuck.
fucking annoying.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, there's a lot of potential for things. And I'm sure, I haven't read the manga, so I'm sure the manga explains a lot more. It gives you more character backstory. Because there's obviously a lot of cool shit you could do with that premise. And I'm sure the manga does a lot of cool shit, but
Yeah.
the movie does not. and you need to judge the movie based on the movie and nothing else.
Man, now I'm remembering on a similar note to this, we've had a number of things that we tried to watch thinking that they would be like so bad it's good fun, or just like a fun review that we could shit on something with, and we did not finish them at all, and it was not worth it. So first of these being Transformers Fall of Cybertron, a Rooster Teeth animated Transformers OVA series kind of thing.
Yikes.
Boring! God!
Deathly boring.
Like, we had one episode left and Hope was like falling asleep and shit. And I'm just like, this isn't even worth us talking about because it's so shit and so boring that it's just like, no one's gonna watch this. We're not gonna get any fucking views on this video, and anyone who does watch it will just be pissed off that we shat on it because they're fucking mentally retarded and autistic as shit.
I don't even think I could tell you like 3 things that happened in that
God,
show.
it was just incompetently written to a degree that is shocking and boring as ever living fuck. I'm like, all I've ever wanted is a fucking Transformer show with no humans in it as a kid. And this is that, but literally the most incomprehensibly terrible thing I've ever fucking seen. Maybe we should finish it and talk about it, because it's just the writing is so bafflingly terrible, and it prevents you from giving a shit about literally anything at every given moment.
The characters are just so fucking dull. I mean, like, I remember that, like, one of them turns traitor and gives Optimus Prime up to the Decepticons, and Optimus Prime has a girlfriend, and she's kind of a bitch.
Yeah. It's just like every generic, terrible writing thing you could possibly do, the show does. And it's always just characters bickering at each other over fuck nothing, and nothing getting done for like 6 episodes or however long it is. And it was just so bad.
Too fucking long. It was more than 6. It was like 12.
Yeah, it was not worth finishing for a video. And then literally no one talked about it.
Well, yeah, because it was boring.
Yeah, no one even fucking gave it a shot. It's terrible.
It was boring.
And then we had the Idhun Chronicles,
which I think that might still be worth finishing because it is pretty funny.
It might. It was entertaining. It just we got sidetracked and never got back to it. I don't know what the fuck the story with that one is. Some fucking weird
it's
like
based
French
on a series of novels from like Portugal or Spain.
Yeah, I think it was Portugal.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Spain. I don't know. It's odd. It's fucking weird.
Like that. But it's one of those shows that's really interesting because it's like when you look at it, it's very obviously mimicking the anime style, but it's one of those where you look at it and you're just like, it's that Chris Hart how to draw anime kind of shit. And you're like, it's just not quite right. And you don't know how to put your finger on it or to describe what it is. But it's just that like off-brand country that is not Japan making anime or Korea at this point, I suppose. But
very, very awkward.
Strange. And the characters are something.
This is a Netflix original, by the way, obviously. Like
these
were both
are.
Netflix original things, because Netflix just cranks shit out and so you go, alright, here's another train wreck, let's experience.
Let's get on board, choo choo.
Woo! Let's find something that we could fucking meme on, but like the biggest meme content is always the hardest to end up finishing and making a video on.
Yeah.
Because you're like, no one's gonna watch it. No one's gonna care.
Yep. No one is going to watch or care.
Yeah. Especially after we had some fucking negative ones. Oh, God. I forgot I really should probably do a video where I shit on Mother's Basement's fucking shit-ass review of Dragon's Dogma. His Dragon's Dog shit video where he talks about Dragon's Dogma.
Oh my god.
Now I don't have my thoughts collected. I forgot that I was gonna go into this with that, but now I'm just like, I have a lot to say and I don't want to fumble it, you know?
I feel like at this point you probably need to watch the video again to recollect
like I probably need to watch a video and write a script and rewatch the show and everything, because there's so much douchebaggery in his fucking video and virtue signaling bullshit.
So much fucking virtue signaling!
And so much like calling back to the game that he says several times that he never played, and being like, in the game it seemed like it was like this. You didn't play the fucking game, dude.
You don't know that.
Shut the fuck up. Trying to make the game sound like it was so deep and interesting, and the show is just terrible, and I'd have to really like go into detail or people are gonna pull apart what I say, you know?
Yeah.
Which is the most frustrating part, is that I have to be so careful about the criticism response when he did not have careful criticism to begin with.
Nope.
But I'm like, I'm kind of excited to take down his fucking video, even though
Definitely.
no one will care, and it's frustrating.
He
So
wholly misses the point,
Yeah.
though, which is the funniest thing about it.
exactly, and it's like I understand not liking the show,
Sure.
and like it is a fucking manime, you know?
Yeah.
Like I get that, but like his criticisms of it weren't
The point.
the
Especially
point.
his criticisms of the episode, the Lust episode.
Yeah.
Or not the Lust episode, fuck, the,
Oh, it's so bad.
Greed? No, fuck. The one with the big titty lady who almost gets fucked by goblins.
Yeah, where he like he draws a comparison to Goblin Slayer, making Goblin Slayer more tasteful and acting like in Goblin Slayer they didn't graphically show rape. And I'm like,
Goblin Slayer basically shows rape!
like, wasn't he one of the fucking dudes that was pissed off about Goblin Slayer? Like, what are you fucking
That's
talking
what's
about?
funny about it. It's like he was one of the dudes that made a video about the first episode of Goblin Slayer going too far,
Yeah.
and then he puts Goblin Slayer as being more tasteful than the not even real rape that happens in Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah, it's like the hypocrisy is too much for me to
It's
just
so
like
funny.
to just say it in passing. I have to fucking pull up his videos
it's so good.
and put his words in front
But
of his
Victor,
face and shit.
we saw boobies, which means bad.
Yeah.
Boobies,
And
no!
his criticisms feel like the sort of like fake feminist virtue signaling shit you get from a guy whose girlfriend is speaking through him. You know?
I don't
That's
know,
what I
man.
feel like with Jeff.
Hard to say, because, like, I do think it's really funny that he would say that when he has a girlfriend who, like, cosplay lewds for
Yeah.
a living. Not that that's fine.
Yeah.
You do you. You make a living doing what you need to do. But if you have a girlfriend that does that, and then you're gonna say that Dragon's Dogma is, like, too far. Oh, it's
Yeah.
too far. It's like, no.
It's just some of the things he said had that kind of couch feminist approach where it's like, your girlfriend thinks this, and she was raging at the video while you watched it, so you thought that the show was terrible because you had someone on board who hated it, and then you threw her opinions into your videos because her hatred informed you. That's what I think happens sometimes.
I don't know.
With these types
I mean,
of
I feel like
videos.
that's speculation. It's hard to
It
say.
is speculation, but I just get that vibe where I'm like, is
know.
this your opinion? Is it your opinion? I don't know.
I feel like Jeff is the kind of nice guy who genuinely would have that opinion,
Yeah.
though.
I just have this mental image of him and Tanlead sitting on the couch, like, from episode 1, ripping on this show, and then, like, getting absorbed in that, and then, like, that's what informed, like, his urge to make Dragon's Dog Shit the video, because it was this big thing with them, you know?
I don't know. I would be curious to even know if Tenlead watched this.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. I could be reaching pretty far, but, that's why I'll leave that here and not put it in, the
Into
video
an
that I'll
official
never
video.
end up making. I wish I weren't so fucking busy right now, and I'd be writing that because I'd be so bored that I have nothing to do, and I'd be on that shit because it would be plaguing me. I mean, that's how the BNA video came about. I saw these negative criticisms and went, these people are fucking retarded. I have to set the record straight for no one who cares.
For literally no one to give a shit about.
But maybe I could actually get some traction with a video shit-talking Mother's Basement, you know?
Perhaps.
Some
I don't
hate
know.
views for sure.
Definitely some hate views. I don't
Yeah.
think it would net us any subscribers.
I gotta pee bad. My chest hurts. I'm hungry.
Are you hungry?
Yeah.
Wanna
You
make
wanna
some
stop?
dinner?
You wanna make dinner?
I think we've
Or
covered.
should we go get some dinner?
What
I
would
don't
you
know.
like?
We'll figure out what time it is.
That's been
6?
an hour
Yeah.
and hour
It's
and
been a
some
while.
change.
Guys, thanks for watching this
Hey.
episode of Vic and Hope talking about whatever they want.
Good to see you guys again. It's been a while. I'm glad we had enough going on that we were able to sit down and do a
Yeah.
good old-fashioned Vic and Hope.
Just a casual explaining. If you guys are new here and this is your first one of these watching, let us know, and let us know if you enjoy this kind of shit. Because this is, this is our bread and butter. It's what we've been doing, and we hope that we're fun and interesting and charismatic enough that people will watch us for our personalities. Because obviously our opinions are shit.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
here for the memes.
What's two evil white people talk
Yeah.
for an hour and 15 minutes.
Two evil white people talk. Bye.
This is two evil white people signing out.